May I come in, sir?
Yeah, please come.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Pranav Chaudhary.
Yes, sir.
Tell me all about you, Mr. Chaudhary.
Yes, sir. Please
Tell me all about you. Introduce yourself.
Okay, sir. So I was born and brought up in Kolkata, and after that I moved for my education to Devgarh, Jharkhand for my 10th. After that I moved to New Delhi for my 12th, and after that I got into NIT Durgapur and did my BTech there. After BTech I joined Jindal Steel, and after working there for last 3 years I decided to quit and prepare for bank exams, and right now I am preparing for the same.
Why Jindal Steel was a good job now? Why you left that?
Sir, actually, it was very good and it was also from my domain, but the work was a bit monotonous there, and I wanted to expand my horizon. Like I wanted to serve the country through getting into some economic domain. So I think the banks are one of the most important part of our economy, and hence I wanted to prepare for banks and get into banks. And also I think banks are very dynamic in nature. So the growth options personally for my career are also more in banks rather than in a steel sector. So I thought of joining banks.
What about your parents?
My father is a government employee. He worked with the Indian Railways. Right now he's retired, and my mother is a housewife.
Your qualification would have been more suitable for railways also. Did you try for railways job?
Yes, sir. I tried once, but I think the exams are a bit irregular in railways. So for that reason, I decided to start preparing for banks, and I was also interested in preparing for banks, hence I chose banks over railways.
So what do you know about bank? What are the banks? What they do? Or can you explain what a bank does or define a bank?
Banks are actually the backbone of our economy. They are majorly, they provide financial services and products to all the employees of our country, and one of their main goals in the recent times is financial inclusion, financial literacy, and also banks provide money to many businesses, many individuals who want to grow in their careers or want to participate in the booming economy of this country.
So what are the source of funds for banks?
Bank deposits of the common people are one of the major sources of the banks. Other than that, banks also do investments with those deposits and try to multiply their profits, and that can also act as one of the sources of loans and all.
Name what are the assets of a bank, what are the liabilities of a bank?
Sir, the liabilities will be the deposits that the people have deposited in the bank, because the bank is bound to return them. Assets will be the physical assets, that is the banking property, the property of the government, and also the investments of the bank that it has done.
What about loans?
Loans are also assets of the bank.
Loans are also. So what is the NPA?
So NPA is the non-performing asset of the bank. When the loan does not get repaid on time, usually after some time it turns into an NPA. That is, the timeline is ranging from 0 days to from 90 days to 1 year, and there are multiple types of NPAs: stressed assets, substandard assets, doubtful assets, and loss assets.
Okay. Do you know what is the provisions?
Yes, sir. Actually, provisioning is whenever a bank gives loans. I think RBI has mandated this to keep some part of that loan as the reserve for the bank, so that even if the asset turns into an NPA, it will not be a total loss for the banks. I think that is what is provisioning according.
Provision from done where? Where from money is taken for provisioning?
From the amount of loan, percentage of the loan that the bank.
No, provisioning is some amount.
Yes, sir.
From which account they take for provisioning?
I'm not sure, sir, but I think deposits account.
From the profit of the
profit of the bank.
Profit earned through other activities.
Okay, sir.
Is taken out and kept as a provision.
Yeah. Mr. Pranav?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have studied BTech in metallurgy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are light metals?
So light metals are non-metals which are not solid in nature. Mostly metals like fluorine, chlorine, I think.
So those have lower density.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you name some light metal elements and light metal alloys?
Sorry, sir, I can't remember right now.
Lithium, potassium.
Yeah, these are the metals, but alloys
Alloys like aluminum alloys.
Aluminum alloys, bauxite is an aluminum alloy.
yeah.
Other than that, like lithium combined with basically oxygen mostly. I don't
Now
know.
there is a lot of talk because everybody is going for EV. EV requires battery
battery, yes.
and rare earth.
Metals, yes.
Rare earth metal. Okay. Do you know anything about the rare earth metals, rare metals?
So mostly, like right now, rare earth metals are not abundant in India, and mostly we source it from countries like from South American countries like Argentina, Bolivia, and all those countries. Those are leading producers of rare earth metals, and also some part of it is sourced from China also, I guess.
Okay. Mr. Pranav, have you heard about the budget recently presented by Madam Nirmala Sitharaman?
Yes, sir, I have heard.
Okay. Can you tell some focus areas of that union budget?
Yes, sir. Actually, the focus areas are as coined by our Prime Minister, Gyan. Like for poor, G for Garib means poor, Y for youth, A for Annadata means farmers, and N for Nari means Mahila, like women. So these are the 4 focus areas of the budget.
Okay. There is a lot of focus on that skill development.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you throw some light on that skill development steps taken by the central government budget in this season?
Like I don't remember the exact figures of the amount allocated, but I think government is doing a lot of things. I can explain you some of the schemes. Like there is an apprenticeship scheme in which the government provides
some 1 crore apprenticeship in next 5 years. No?
Yes, sir. Like they provide even the tools and all, so that the people who are unskilled can get themselves skilled, and then they can get jobs in things like plumbing, welding, and etc. So the government takes care of all their training and everything.
Okay. What is public sector bank and what is private sector bank?
Public sector banks are where the majority stake is with the government, while private sector banks are not with the government. Example will be like SBI and all. SBI is a public sector bank, and ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, these will be private sector banks.
Okay. Who is currently the governor of Reserve Bank of India?
I think Shaktikanta Das, sir, is the governor.
Shaktikanta Dasa. Okay. Is it his first term?
No, sir, it is his second term, I think.
Second term. Okay. Can you name some important functions of RBI?
I think the most important function is governing the monetary policy of this country, because the inflation is linked to monetary policy. So they usually release those repo rates and MSF rates. They fix it. The monetary policy committees for that.
We hear about the monetary policy stance, monetary policy tools.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the stance now?
So like I think it is tightening right now because the repo rates are quite higher. There are usually 2 stances, like when the government wants to infuse money into the economy, they go for an expansionary stance where they lower the interest rates.
So what is your expectation in next MPC, whether repo will be cut or they will maintain?
I think, sir, it also depends on the US Fed rate. So actually I don't think they will cut it very...
US has already reduced. Fed rate is already reduced.
Yeah, it has reduced, but I don't think a major change will be there because inflation is not that skyrocketing in India. It is there, but I think that can be controlled with keeping the monetary policy as it is.
Okay. Now, yesterday there was a news about the forex reserves.
Yes, sir.
What is that news?
Sir, I think India's forex reserves has dipped recently. Actually, we were at quite a high in the last 1 year.
No, yesterday we
Today it has
have
reached to
reached
700
Yes.
billion.
We crossed 700 billion.
historical height of 704 US billion dollars.
And now India is the 4th.
India is the 4th.
And what are other 3 countries above us?
I think US, China will be the...
No,
China over first.
China, Japan, Switzerland, and India.
China, Japan, Switzerland, then India.
Okay.
India has reached first time, crossed 700 billion.
If there is a higher forex, is it good or bad?
Actually, it is good because I cannot say in the terms of
How
exact...
much is good? If it is 1 trillion, 2 trillion, then
No, actually, sir, it is like if we can sustain 9 months of our economic activities, that is the buffer amount of forex, I guess. So,
does it have any carrying cost?
sir, I don't have an idea.
What is foreign exchange, sir? How do you define foreign exchange of a country?
Foreign exchange is the amount of dollars or the IMF currency that is kept with the Reserve Bank for in lieu of economic activity.
Yeah, it's okay, more or less okay, but we have to expand it in a different way. technical definition. It's okay. What do you understand by telling a GDP of a country?
GDP is the gross domestic product of the country, like all the economic activities that are happening within the borders of the country. The total value of that in monetary terms is the GDP of the country.
Okay, what is the GDP growth rate of the country, India, presently?
So I think RBI has projected around 7%.
What is the present achieved? By volume, any idea?
I think 7%, 6.8 to 7%.
6.7 is the correct answer. Sir, in a banking, we do all transactions inland. Suppose one need to send the money out of the country. What method he has to follow from the banks?
So there's accounts called Nostro account and Vostro account. Those accounts are there, but I don't have a detailed idea.
It's okay. It's okay. You are good in international studies too. What is happening in the international area? A crisis is looming large.
Yes, sir. One of the crises is happening in West Asia, like Israel.
What is that?
Recently, Israel did a strike in Lebanon, and the chief of Hezbollah was killed in that strike.
Yes.
So that is one of the crises, and like Israel is at the center of all of that.
Israel is the center of all this.
Yes.
Who is our foreign minister, sir?
Sri Subramaniam Jaishankar, S. Jaishankar, sir.
Mr. Jaishankar. How do you explain the stance of Indian government's approach to the ongoing world developments in case of wars and trade?
So India has been very proactive in addressing all these concerns, but India does not take a very extreme stance in any of these things. So for example, before in earlier times, we used to support the Palestinian cause for their homeland. For example, if we talk about West Asia, but after that, like we also developed relations with Israel, and then now it is like we are in the favor of peace and stability in the region. We are not proactively in the favor of any one thing, but we take a balanced and measured stance based on our own national interest. Like
okay, what is Security Council in United Nations?
Security Council is the top 5 nations who have.
Is India a member?
No, sir. India is not
going to be.
India is lobbying for that, but I'm not sure when it is going to be.
Okay, well, sir, good.
Yeah, Pranav, you said you are interested in finance and banking.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why you are preparing for a bank job.
Yes, ma'am.
I presume that you update your knowledge regarding financial matters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So recently, in the month of September, the RBI warned the banking sector about yellow fever outbreak. Can you throw some light on that?
Ma'am, I've not followed the news entirely, but I think it is about some disease, I guess, yellow fever.
RBI, it warned the banking sector that you be aware of the yellow fever outbreak.
No, ma'am, I don't.
It is regarding the jewel loans, gold jewel loans, and there is an increase of 45 to 55% on the jewel loans, gold loans.
Yes, ma'am.
And RBI is concerned about that because the RBI actually saw so many, the variations or the guidelines were not followed. Okay. So the RBI has given 3 months time for the banking industry as such to take the corrective actions. So this is about the yellow fever outbreak. Okay. Please update yourself regarding all these things.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, it comes in paper now.
Pranav, you appeared for civil services interview.
Yes, sir.
What is the position? Which year you appeared and how many chances are left?
Sir, actually I appeared in 2020.
20.
Yes, sir.
Subsequently, you didn't had any chance?
Subsequently, I wrote mains after that in 2021 also, but I was rejected in mains, and after that I left preparation.
Okay. Now, if you are selected for this job, you will join the bank.
Yes, sir.
You will not again try that job because it's already chances are over.
Yes, sir, mostly.
Okay. Okay, Pranav, you've done well. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.